Cold in here. Woo! All right. Yeah, we'll talk. You want to talk 16-bit shooters? We'll talk about 16-bit shooters. How's that sound? 16 shooter. There's nothing. Listen. There's nothing like a shooter. You pop it in the machine. Listen, shooters. It's like. Shooters get more and more attractive as I get older. There's nothing like a good shooter. Let's face it. I mean, listen, if you're a 38-year-old man and you got time for an RPG, all right, there's something going wrong in your life. I'm sorry. Listen, I know we're all gamers out there, but I mean, listen, especially the RPGs nowadays. Jesus Christ, they want like 150 hours of your life. I remember when my friend beat Final Fantasy II, my friend Phil. And I think he had 40 hours into it. And we were like, whoa, 40 hours. So, I mean, shooters, that's where it's at. You want to talk about shooters? Let's talk about 16-bit shooters. I'll give you the lowdown. I was there, motherfucker. You had the let me tell you something. The TurboGrafx, it's the undisputed king of shooters. And not just because they had a lot of shooters. That's what everybody says, the TurboGrafx, you know. Oh, you know, it's a shooter console because they had a lot of shooters. No system ran a shooter like the TurboGrafx 16. The Super Nintendo, you can fall asleep playing a shooter on the Super Nintendo. And I played them all. Phalanx, Axlay, Biometal, UN Squadron. You name them. D-Force. The list goes on and on. Something about the Super Nintendo, it just couldn't run shooters. I don't know what it was. It was like, it was so lethargic. I don't know how to explain it, because if you watch, you watch it, you got to play them. Because you watch them and they look like they're okay. They run marginally slower than other shooters if you watch. Genesis shooters were insane. Genesis shooters were too fast. The music, the frame rate always seemed like it was all screwed up on the Genesis. They come off real choppy. The music is horrendous. I don't know what it is. Everybody, I don't know why everybody feels the need to pledge allegiance to Sega Genesis music. I know it's cool to like the Sega Genesis, but the music is horrendous. If you play Thunder Force, okay, a lot of people love the soundtrack on Thunder Force. If you like that soundtrack, there's something mentally wrong with you. It's like somebody's taking a cheese grater on your ear. What'd you have? Thunder Force, Phelios, Musha, Gary's. What were some of the other shooters for the Sega Genesis? Yeah, the Sega Genesis, to me, the shooters were very uncomfortable to play. They just seemed so, it's like, they were like shooters on coffee. They were going too fast. It seemed like they were getting so intense graphically that they were forgetting about the person playing the game. A lot of them were very confusing, bullets flying all over the place. And I'm not talking about like listen, you can manage a bullet hell shooter where it's not complete, utter, and total confusion. A lot of Sega Genesis shooters were like that. Now the TurboGrafx, I mean, when it comes to shooters, nobody did shooters like the TurboGrafx, and I don't even know how to explain it. They were smooth, the graphics were silky, the frame rates were perfect. I'd say frame rate, I really don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what it seems like it was. It was like when they designed TurboGrafx shooters, they designed it with the player in mind. And that's what was important. The gameplay, the play control was always arrow blasters, blazing lasers, R-Type, Superstar Soldier. Oh my God. Sidearms. Sidearms was a little bland. But it's still a great shooter. And if listen, I know we're not talking about this, but once you get on the CD-ROM, I mean, listen, the TurboGrafx has shooters that'll blow your fucking mind. Lords of Thunder, Gate of Thunder. Ay, ay, ay. But yeah, it just seemed like the TurboGrafx was the people's. It was the people's video game system when it came to shooters. If you haven't played TurboGrafx shooters, and you want to know what the crime of it all is? All the best shooters were left in Japan. So that's why I'm so excited to get this PC Engine, because, you know, we missed out on Salamander, which is basically Life Force or Gradius. By the way, you ever played Gradius 3 for the Super Nintendo? God damn, you want to talk about a tough shooter. That's the thing. The shooters on the Super Nintendo were so difficult, too. This lady pulls up right in front of me. Alright. Oh, God. Can we please stop calling them shmups? And shoot 'em ups. And oh, this one makes me cringe. And cute 'em ups. They're shooters. You young kids are so fucking embarrassing.
Fuck off!
Glover. Warzone. GameCube. How much for the videotapes?
You give me $2 a piece.
2 each.
Okay.
Well, how much for the
Game
the video game thing?
How about 15?
15. Got any other video games?
She's got the Wii. Where's your Wii set?
You have Wii games?
No, but I mean any more like this?
No.
No?
That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Do you play them?
Oh yeah, I play them all the time. We take 15 for the games and the GameCube?
Yeah.
Okay. What a show we got for you today. Thank you for stopping by. It's the greatest video game show in the history of civilization. I'm your host, Pinhead 1000. Welcome to the show. And this will be edited out appropriately. Welcome to the greatest show in the history of human civilization. Oh yeah, it's Bithead 1000. And if you don't like the show, I'll come to your house. I'll take you out back and make a man out of you. Yeah. Hey. Welcome to the greatest show in the history of human civilization. I'm your host, Bithead 1000. And if you don't like the show, I'll come to your house and I'll beat your brains in. And then I'll go up to your room and take a nap, 'cause I'm probably tired from beating your brains in. Welcome to the show. Hey, what a show we got for you today. Alright. Listen, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. The garage sale season's over. As a matter of fact, I think I have hypothermia right now because this fucking shed is fucking freezing. Okay. So what happened? Okay, we went to this one garage sale. And what do we have? We had a GameCube. I think we got a GameCube. We might not have a GameCube. I think we have a GameCube, but I gotta be honest with you. At this point in the garage sailing season, I'm just starting to have these horrific visions of going back to the thrift stores. And I just couldn't handle that. So, basically we picked up this GameCube for $15. With two controllers. I think I was more interested in the controllers than I was in the actual GameCube. Because our last GameCube we picked up, it has a microphone too. Hey, how you doing? Oh! Alright, enough of that. Yeah, our last GameCube, I think it came with third-party controller and one original controller. So, I mean, you know, listen. I don't know. I'm really fumbling over here. Okay. And it came with, we got Kirby's Air Ride, Glover for the Nintendo 64, and WWF Warzone. Now listen, this is nothing to get excited about by any means. If this was the middle of the season, I wouldn't have paid $15 for this. But unfortunately, it's not the middle of the season. It was freezing cold outside. And that's it. $15. So I was willing to jump on it. Okay, this next sale happened... Alright, I gotta get the marbles out of my mouth here. I'm trying to get my 38-year-old heart to pump blood down to my fingertips. I've had so many cheeseburgers over the course of my lifetime that my arteries probably look like those fiber optic hairs on one of those light-up plants that you buy at Spencer gift shop. But enough about that. Next garage sale didn't happen on a Saturday. And like what happens so many times, listen, our main day for garage sale on a Saturday. On Sunday I get out of work. Sometimes I get out of work early, and on the way home, inevitably I run into a garage sale, and naturally I look down at my console, and I don't have my camera glasses. So we didn't get this one on tape. I got a little bit of it on my camera phone, but to be honest with you, it made me nauseous watching it, so I'm just going to tell you what happened, okay? We went to this garage sale. There were two young guys running the garage sale. I asked them if they had any video games. They told me no, they didn't have any video games. And then as I was browsing around, because I was just wasting time, I hear them you know, like in the corner there. Like, so I get a little closer. I'm eavesdropping. The guy's like, he's like, I'm not sure if it works. Blah, 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 blah. So I turn around to him and I just say, what are you guys talking about? And the guy says, oh, well, I got a Game Boy upstairs. He goes, but I'm not sure it worked. He goes, it worked when I put it away. He goes, but I don't have the charger to find out if it does work. So I said, bring it down. And he brought down this bag of stuff right here. Okay. So what happens is we got 2 Game Boy Advanced SPs. They both seem to be in decent condition. I haven't charged them yet to test them out. That's it. And 2 games for the original Game Boy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. Skate or Die Bad and Red. And 3 games for the Game Boy Advanced. Frogger's Journey. Interesting that that's a Konami game. Activision Anthology. I'm curious about this game because I don't know what games are on it. And how can you go wrong with an Activision Anthology? Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3. Okay. And I offered him $5 for it, and he seemed like he was so very happy to accept $5 for it. So there you go. I had to be persistent with these guys. I could have easily walked away from that garage sale. So, you know, I guess the moral of that story is you really got to let people know, you know, you're looking for video games, any type of video games, whatever they got, whether it works or whether it's broken, because you never know, you might just get games out of the deal. Okay, well, that's it for the garage sailing, and I tell you right now, just when you think the show's completely in the toilet, okay, we get a YouTuber to save our ass. So let's check this out. Boy, guys, I don't know what to say. Boy, I better cover up his address. All right, give me a second, huh? Wow, so this is what I'm really excited about. Listen, number one, look at the size of this box. And this guy paid $30 to ship this to us. $30! Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Let me tell you something. Sometimes it makes me want to cry. And I'm not even kidding you. Listen, it's the end of the garage sale season, man, and we struggling on this show. But then you got a guy like Davchipz. Davchipz, there you go. That's his name. Davchipz. Interestingly enough, I'm hawking some video games on eBay. I put up those Pokemon games on eBay. This guy writes me a message on eBay. Hey, are you Bithead 1000? So I write back, yeah, what about it? And he sends me another message. He goes, I'd like to send you a box, some things. And I tell you, I don't know what to say when somebody does that. I'm just so blown away when it comes to the generosity and just the sheer awesomeness of the audience here. I mean, you know, you guys, I got the best audience around, and nobody's going to tell me otherwise. Anyhow, I covered up his address here just out of respect, you know, because I know if you guys don't like what's in the box, you're going to send them a letter bomb or something. Now, let me stop. Boy, I'm so excited about this. He told me about some of the contents, but not all of the contents. So we'll discover it together. Okay, a lot of things are going to happen in this life. I can tell you one thing that's not going to happen. I'm not going to waste your time. I had my cut already. Wow, I tell you what, there's not many things in this world that can send a chill down my spine. And as cold as it is in here today, this continues to send a chill down my spine. Look at this. A ColecoVision. The very first console I ever got, I believe it was Christmas 1983. Maybe I think it was 1982 because it was Don Mattingly's rookie year. Look at that. ColecoVision. Man, this thing's in beautiful shape. What did he put armor all on this thing? Look at it. Very, very nice. I think he cleaned it up for us. This thing is in beautiful condition. Look at this. It's from California. West Coast ColecoVision, baby. It's out of the Rust Belt. Wow, look at that. A beautiful example of the best retro gaming video game system, pre-Nintendo Entertainment System. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'll debate anybody on that. Okay. Look at this. With the ColecoVision expansion module, which gives you the ability to play Atari 2600 games right on your ColecoVision. What a wonderful expansion module. Probably one of the greatest expansion modules of all time, if you think about expansion modules. Right next to the TurboGrafx CD player. Tell me about a better, pound for pound, especially for the time, this gave you the ability to play basically every retro video gaming game that you needed to play in the early 80s. And again, very, very clean. The AC adapter. All the bells and whistles, all the cables to hook it up. And look at this. Oh my God, look at all the games. Look at this, guys. Gorf is probably the greatest Space Invaders clone ever made. Omega Race. The official Turbo. Donkey Kong Jr. If it's anything that the ColecoVision did right, it's ports of the Donkey Kong games. And the original Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. are some of the best ports to the ColecoVision. They play fantastically. Defender, interesting. I never played Defender on ColecoVision. Very, very, very interesting. I think we're going to have to play that together. Cosmic Avenger, one of the great side-scrolling shooters for the ColecoVision. I gotta tell you, for the ColecoVision, look at this, guys. Look at this. Unbelievable. Well, you know, I tell you guys, I've said this before, but seeing ColecoVision games to me is like seeing candy in a candy store. It's no different. They're bright, they're colorful, they're vibrant, they have wonderful artwork. It's just, what a wonderful gaming system to collect for. Space Panic. Popeye, one of the standout games for the ColecoVision. Absolutely, this is just a great, great, great video game. Carnival, pound for pound. Listen, I'm telling you right now, pound for pound, ColecoVision pumped out some of the greatest games that you could get for the time. Carnival, excellent game. By Sega, look at that. Sega, 1980, Sega. Look at Sega flexing their muscles in 1980. Centipede. You hear that? That's my hand shaking. You hear that? Space Fury, the best. Oh God, you don't need to see that. This is the best Asteroids clone that you can buy. For the time. Another Sega classic. Venture. Wow, look at this. I'm just looking in here to see if he left a message. Okay, and a manual for the expansion module. Actually, for the driving wheel, I'm sorry. A manual for the expansion module. And a manual for the system itself. In really, really nice condition. Wow. Wow, what can I say? We got a clean ColecoVision here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, a dozen games. Boy, Davchipz, I don't know what to say. That kind of generosity, it touches my heart. Between your generosity and just the thrill of a gaming system that brings back so much nostalgia for me, I really appreciate that. And you got something coming your way. So that's it, guys. I'm Bithead 1000. Thanks again for Davchipz. We really owe it to him. He really made this show today. And I'll see you next time. Battery went in. I don't know how many times I'm going to go through this.